Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey guys, here's Patrick Mahomes as a high school player. Mahomes was one of the better high school arms in the country in his grade. In 2014, perfect game. Ranked him as a top 150 pitcher and a top 500 player in the country, which is really, really outstanding. Shows you how much or how great of an athlete he is and why he's able to throw so well in the NFL is his ability to just throw in general. So let's break down his motion here. Let's take him to leg lift. And one of the best things that he does is drift. So you see here, as he gets to the peak of his delivery, the peak of his lead leg, he's able to drift and kind of change his momentum into the inside part of his back leg, which is one of the bigger things that a lot of kids miss. A lot of kids like to lift in a vertical fashion without actually gaining any type of momentum or applying that pressure onto the heel and the inside part of the back foot towards the target. We want to throw in a positive direction, so we have to move in a positive direction towards the catcher. As we move through his delivery, let's get to the bottom of his delivery. He's able to get into his back hip incredibly well and sit into his leg, his back leg, incredibly well. Now, if we had the ability to zoom in all the way, right, that's as close as we can get, but we have a pretty decent idea of how well his heel is connected into the ground. Now, another thing that a lot of youth throwers will do is they'll throw off of the ball of their foot as opposed to using the ground as leverage towards their target. So they're not able to get their entire foot, that heel, I call it heel connection. Not me, I didn't invent the term, but everybody calls it heel connection. I use analogies in terms as if I'm saying keep your heel bolted into the ground. Whichever way you want to phrase it, our entire foot has to be in the ground if we want to use ground forces to the best of our ability. He does a good job there. The ability to kind of sit and ride the slope, that's where he gets his velocity from. He was a 90-mile-an-hour arm. You can definitely see that's where he gets his velo from. And he's able to get his torso back, contralateral tilt of his torso. Just think about your spine being vertical over your hips during this action of the delivery as he sits and rides the slope there. It's an elite move, a great move, and he's an elite athlete. Let's get the front foot strike. When we get the front foot strike, and you'll see this for the rest of his delivery, he is rather tilted in his shoulders as we see the shoulder direction being tilted upward, and his arm is late. Now, his arm at this point, a proper arm slot at front foot strike should be 90-degree flexion. So just think about flexing your bicep there. Your arm should be in about 90-degree flexion, and it should be at about 45-degree external rotation if you think of 0 to 90. 90 being your forearm being totally vertical to the sky. That's your 90 degrees. You should be 45 degrees internally rotated from that position. So he's kind of late with the arm. His arm isn't timed up very well within this delivery. The lower half is absolutely outstanding as his lower half bolts and extends towards the target. The hip to shoulder separation is also very good there. So if there's any type of criticism, it's with his timing with the throwing arm. It is late, and you'll see in the rest of the delivery as the front side never really gets to block, the back side kind of collapses on him, and like I said, the front side never firms up at pitch release. Our front leg should be pistoling, blocking, firming up, whatever term you want to use, at pitch release at this moment, and it doesn't actually get there because the lower half has to wait for the upper half to come across, because that front foot strike right here, when the front foot hits the ground, he's not timed up well. So the lower half, although the lower half is firing properly, it has to wait for rotation to ensue on the upper half, and that wait time kind of gets him to crash his front and back side there. He does get great trunk tilt, so his body and his torso is tilted towards the ground, parallel to the ground, or best of his ability. So he does get out in front and extended. So he does achieve out in front and extension here. He just doesn't get to convert all of that great energy that he produced during this aspect of the delivery, he doesn't get to convert all of it because he's not on time with the upper half. The upper half is late and the front side collapses. So does the back leg here. So the bottom half has to wait for the top half, and he doesn't really convert energy all the way through and doesn't apply all the force that he possibly can onto the baseball. So who knows? Maybe if he stuck with baseball, he was committed to Texas Tech. Maybe if he stuck with baseball, this would have been fixed, and he could have been like a 95, 96 mile an hour arm fairly quickly, right? Because it's incredible that he was around 90 and not able to convert all of his energy properly because he was off time. The follow through is proper. Very good follow through around the glove side hip. The glove does not impede the follow through. The throwing arm does not crash up against the glove, and he gets to get that throwing arm all the way around this hip. If anything, maybe he's crashing against the quad just slightly. If we had a better angle, maybe a straight up angle, we could have seen it a little bit better. But the follow through is pretty good. He does end up blocking at the end. He allows his energy to travel where it wants to. Let's show it one more time here in regular speed. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. Could have been a baseball star. Who knows? His dad was. Hope you liked the video. Do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. Like, share, comment. See you guys next time.